third. Oh, yes.
This is beautiful to watch. That bird. Oh my God. He had to do a bird like that a few times. I knew that. Oh my God. What's the bird about to do? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is nice. Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trizzy Hendrix, and you feel me? Right now, we about to be reacting to Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Courtship of Rivals. I don't know if I did my shout out last video, so I'm gonna do it again in this video. But I might edit. Actually, I could edit it in. I might probably edit it in right now. I'm gonna edit it in right now. Actually, after I do this video, I'm gonna re-edit it in because I could do that. I could do that. You feel me? You feel me? Shit. But anyway, shout out to Jeff Jones, Pixel Pro, Gail Shepard, Cook, Kathy Over Cash, Linus Romy, and Jana. You with the highlighted name. You know who you are. You right here. Shout out to you too. But yeah, so right now we about to be reacting to the Courtship of Rivals Part 3. And not for nothing. You know what I'm thinking about doing? Cause I love y'all so much. I'm gonna give y'all the Trizzy token. I think I'm gonna not only in part 4 of this video, if this video does go into a game 4, not only will I do a video of a Dream Team Magic Johnson Larry Bird, but maybe I'm thinking that I'll redo that one and do a Dream Team highlight reaction. That's what I'm thinking. That is exactly what I'm thinking. So if y'all want me to do that, just let me know. But I'm already planning on doing that anyway. I'm already planning on doing it. And once it's in my head, it's already in my head. You feel me? So, yeah, you feel me? I'm going to give y'all what you want. See, you probably didn't even know I was going to do that because I didn't even know I was going to do that until just now. But, yeah, we're going to find some Dream Team highlights. And we gonna turn up. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Let me fix the sound real quick. Shit, I fuck with y'all. Shit, I'm gonna give you what you want. And shit, you come to Trizzy, you get what you want.
Crazy. I said, you're crazy. I'm not shooting no commercial with Larry. So I said, okay, what, we're gonna shoot it in LA?
I would never went to L.A. to film it.
Well, where are we going to shoot it?
If you want to shoot a commercial, come to my house.
I was like, oh, no. One stoplight. And I thought Lansing was small. I think the plan was I'm going to go here, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm trying to get up out of here. My plan was that.
Even after Converse had convinced Magic and Bird to film a sneaker ad together in the summer of '85, a question remained. How would the two hated rivals on the court get along off of it?
I don't know how he's going to react. I don't know how I'm going to react. We didn't even shake hands, so how are we going to do a commercial together?
The ad was to be filmed at the home Bird had built for his mom. It featured a full-length basketball court, the day's first location.
So they say, okay, you're playing one-on-one, and I'm looking at Larry, and he's looking at me like, is this real? Are we playing? Because, you know, this is Magic and Bird.
I could just hear Larry, starting in on, well, you bring it to the basket, and I'm going to send it 30 rows up.
So the guy was like, no, not like that. A fun game. We were both like, oh, okay. Like, like you can see this relief coming over both our faces.
That brief détente led to the next stage, dialogue.
We sat down next to each other. How was your summer? Oh, it's going good. How was yours? It's going great. He said, man, it's a nice spread you got.
And he's asked me, is this where you play? I said, yeah, I play here if it's not windy. If it's raining or windy, I go to the gym. But this is where I do all my work.
I see that tractor. You work on the tractor? He said, man, I work on this tractor every day. Larry Bird work on a tractor? He said, yeah.
It's just them two walking and talking, and every once in a while they'd stop and one of them would say something, and then they'd start laughing.
Then they said, okay, break, it's lunch break time. I was going to my trailer. He said, no, my mother has prepared lunch for us up at the house.
We went up to the house and we sat down there and we talked, and my mom, my brothers thought the world of him.
His mother was so nice, making sure I had enough to eat. I just saw my mother. It was crazy.
He charmed her. You can see it. But that's magic. He makes everybody feel welcome and warm, and he's a con man.
And while magic charmed Georgia Bird, it was someone else who intrigued her son.
He met Irvin at lunch.
Irvin is a good dude. I like Irvin a lot better than Magic.
I was just so happy to finally be Irvin with him, because Magic was like, I don't know if I want to get to know this guy. But Irvin got a chance to talk about family, how he grew up. We just became two relaxed guys, just talking.
That day was great. It was a great day. Beautiful day.
Still, for Bird, ever the competitor, that's all it was. Just one day.
No, because Larry Bird was like, you know what, I'll be cool with you one day. Oh, we're going to have sentimental, have a heart-to-heart. But it's only one day. One day, and after this, even after, no more. After this, I don't know yet. I'm doing this one time. Yo, Larry Bird, yo, you know, I think Larry Bird now is my favorite player, bro. Like, it was like KD and Giannis and Wemby. No, Larry Bird's my favorite old player, bro. Him and Jordan, bro. Yeah. I like Shaq too, but he got me weak, bro. He got me so weak.
Magic thinks the next year, okay, well, now we're great friends, so, you know, after the game, we're going to go out, we're going to have a beer, and Larry's like, no.
Nah.
You're right. I know you better. You're a good guy, but I still don't want anything to do with you.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy. If me and him got to be really good friends, go out on the court, he could still play the same game. I couldn't. I mean, that's just the way it is.
But when the ad hit the airwaves, for others, the perception changed.
I saw those limousines going through the cornfields, and I said, no. They didn't sell themselves out.
Made a pair of Bird shoes for last year's MVP.
Yep.
But they made a pair of Magic shoes for this year's MVP.
Okay, Magic, show me what you got.
Oh, this is really a business thing.
The Bird shoe, the Magic shoe.
And maybe that's where the business thing started to get bigger.
I ain't gonna lie. Let me.
Cornfields, and I said, no. They didn't sell themselves out.
Becoming.
Hold up.
Kids were. This is really a business thing.
I fucked that up. Okay, but right here, I ain't gonna lie. You call me a sellout, but I'm rocking the Bird shoe. I'm rocking the Bird shoe. I'm not wearing these ugly ass colors. Hell nah. They'll be like, oh, Trizzy, why you got the Bird shoes on? I believe, yeah, I got the Bird shoes on. You feel me? I look nice. I got my Bird shoes on. At least I match. You not even match. You feel me? I'm wearing my Bird shoe. I don't care. That Bird, I wear the Bird shoe over the Magic shoe. I might wear the Magic shoe like the hooping. But like anything else, ain't other time wear my Bird shoe. Shit, cry about it. I don't care. Cry about it. I don't got nothing for you. Boo hoo, cry me a river. I'm rocking the Bird shoe.
The Magic shoe.
And maybe that's where the business thing started to get bigger and began to trump who they both really were.
It polarized the whole idea of lunch bucket versus Hollywood, white versus black. Just cemented all the differences between them.
Kids weren't wearing black gym shoes because they didn't want to be associated with the Larry Bird camp. You wore your white Converse.
The basketball rivals had morphed into cultural warriors.
Yeah, all right. Everybody, they'll be like, oh, really? Are you dead ass? I'm very dead ass. You talking about, you feel me? It is what it is.
And race, more than ever, had become an unavoidable part of the conversation. But nothing about Bird and Magic had ever been as simple as black and white.
One of the big reasons this rivalry became so emblematic of so many things is because it was an easy dichotomy for people to understand. But it's...
And I just discovered that the gingers are blacks too. So yeah, so shit, no bullshit. If Larry Bird was a ginger, He be black right now. I'm just saying. He would have been the first one to get claimed. Him and Eminem. Oh, we'd have claimed them so quick if they was gingers. Oh wow. Shout out to the ginger community though. Much love to the ginger community and much love to the woman gingers. Yeah. The woman gingers. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Crazy to simplify it as saying white people like Bird and black people like Magic because 13% of the country is black. But it wasn't like 87% of basketball fans preferred the Celtics.
Who's your favorite basketball player? Magic Johnson. Who's your favorite movie star? Eddie Murphy. Pino, all you ever talk about is nigga this and nigga that. And all your favorite people are so-called niggas. It's different. Magic, Eddie, Prince are not niggas. I mean, they're not black. I mean, let me explain myself.
Has the N-word ever been used by a white person to describe Irvin? I doubt it.
But as Magic enjoyed his image as a crossover star,
that boy was so nice that he beat racism. You feel me? He was immune to racism. That's how nice he was. That's crazy. That's how you know he Magic. He was so Magic. He was immune to racism.
It was Bird, the one-time great white hope, who had further emerged as the polarizing racial figure.
Okay, I would make sure.
Due in part to that era's increasingly conservative political climate.
The rolling back institutionally of the achievements of the civil rights movement were going on apace from about 1975 on. But the triumph of the movement that rolled it back took place in the 1980s. And I think there was people who were very aware in the black community of what was going on. And I think there was a lot of sublimated frustration. And I think one of the ways it got sublimated was into basketball. And I think Larry, through no fault of his own, was the receptacle within which the lingering resentments somehow floated.
And after Bird led the Celtics to the championship in 1986, his third in the pros, winning his third straight MVP award in the process, the resentment grew.
I always felt that the press was biased in favor of Larry Bird. It always felt to me like they were gonna make Larry the hero. You know, you'd see somebody score and Larry would be in a cast in a suit on the bench and they'd say, Larry Bird made that possible a couple weeks ago when he told that guy he could do it and he just did it. They gonna get his motherfucker the assist and he not in the game?
Not to be racist, but we have a white guy who's the best in the world. Predominantly a black sport now. You got a guy like Larry Bird who can't run, who can't jump, but can do everything out there.
That don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean anything to me. It never has. I don't know why. I mean, am I doing something wrong here?
Bird may have sought to avoid the conversation entirely, but the more he won, the less he could escape it.
All that boy knew was hooping, and hooping. That's all he cared about was hooping. I'm trying to tell you, Larry Bird only cared about the hooping for real.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. What a play by Bird.
In 1987, after Boston beat the Detroit Pistons to advance to the finals for the fourth straight year, Pistons rookie Dennis Rodman called Bird overrated because he was white. His teammate Isaiah Thomas then chimed in with some thoughts of his own.
I think Larry is a very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
I can remember in the locker room, I think it was Jack McMullen came up to me and said, Isaiah just said, boom, 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 boom. And I go, so?
He didn't care. He didn't care. Everybody else around him cared very deeply in the days and weeks as it turned out ahead.
I mean, the media made it out like it was something, but it didn't matter to me what Isaiah or Dennis Rodman said, and it still don't. It has no bearing on what I do in my life.
I'm just saying, no bullshit. Larry Bird would fry them both in a 1v1. I'm just saying, bro. You feel me? Like Dennis Rodman, we only really know you because of like, you know, Jordan. You feel me? Jordan and Pippen. You feel me? Like in your Detroit days, you was a crash out. That's how we would have known you. You'd have been another Ben Wallace. I'm just saying, no bullshit. I just feel like you're a smart, calculated Ben Wallace, and that's my opinion. You feel me? I'm entitled to my opinion. And Isaiah Thomas, I'm kidding being with you, like not for nothing, like for Isaiah Thomas, I low key found out about him when I was like in like a deep like rabbit hole of like old basketball. You feel me? I don't even be thinking about. I know third. I know the IT down the Celtics. He was nice. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Doesn't see race. He really doesn't. And he could have. This guy grew up poor, white, in southern Indiana. Southern Indiana, the home, by the way, of the modern Ku Klux Klan. How he managed not to be affected by the cultural milieu that he grew up in is, I think, a miracle. To me, it's inexplicable.
When I was in about 6th or 7th grade, I couldn't wait till school to be over because I knew over on the courts, the waiters from the hotel would be over there. They were black, older, and they let me play. You know, I always looked at that as I got an opportunity to play against a black man, and they treated me good. I couldn't wait to play against the best, and at that time, they were the best.
And in 1987, as Bird vied with Magic to be the best, the flap over Isaiah Thomas's racially fueled remarks forced Bird to address his least favorite topic at the worst possible time.
I had to go to a press conference when I was in LA trying to get ready to play the Lakers and tell people I didn't care. This don't bother me.
The main thing is if the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us.
From playing all year, trying to get back to the finals and play against Magic, this was a distraction.
Bird was facing off against Magic for the third.
Larry Bird just kills it. He's like, yo, you know, I'm not dealing with this. I'm just trying to hoop. You feel me? Like, yo, you know, that's all he cared about was hooping, bro. He didn't care about nothing more but hooping.
In 4 years. Wow. And if their relationship had softened, the determination to beat each other had not. As Game 4 proved, the level of competition between them was higher than ever.
Bird played awesome down the stretch of that game.
Trailing 2-1 in the series, the Celtics were down by 1 point in the final minute of the game. But Larry Bird wouldn't be easily vanquished.
Open his age. Bird goes for three.
With 7 seconds left, though, the Lakers still had life. 3 years earlier in the '84 finals, Magic had flubbed a similar situation. But this was a different Magic, one with a whole new bag of tricks.
Oh, my man switched to Kareem, and Kevin McHale jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, oh, I'm taking him.
You know, Magic puts it on the floor, a couple head and shoulder fakes, and he raised up in the air. And there was nobody that was going to get that shot.
I remember after they called timeout thinking, there's still a shot here. Celtics may still win this game.
Well, they set up a great play. Bird walked Worthy all the way up, forced the denial all the way up.
We've done it before. Clear everybody out, go to the ball and break the corner.
He caught it here, and as he caught it, all he had to do was turn. And just turn, and he just let this thing go.
Got a wide open look, couldn't believe it.
And I'm standing right there, it is straight as an arrow.
Dead on.
And the Lakers have won.
They were lucky because it was right on line.
He looked at me like, how did you ever leave me that wide open?
You gotta be kidding me.
That's crazy because that's not even really a wide. That's a good shot, but that's not a wide open shot. So Larry Bird, yeah. He oh damn, he different, just different.
Changed the whole series.
The Lakers won the series in 6, and in the aftermath of a year in which Magic had won his first MVP, the rivalry suddenly took on a new tone.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen, you know. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
I was shocked that he said it because I thought to myself, maybe this is the beginning of a new era that's not going to include him. It was the passing of the torch a little bit.
After vanquishing Bird in '87, Magic wasn't done winning. The following year, he squared off in the finals against his good friend Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons, beating them to become the NBA's first repeat champions in 2 decades. By the dawn of the 90s, he'd won 5 titles.
That sign was hard. It's not luck, it's magic. That's
It was
tough.
the passing of the torch a little bit.
That pass was tough right there, too.
Beating them to become the NBA's first repeat champions in 2 decades.
That's tough. It's not luck, it's magic. Whoever made that, they ate that.
By the dawn of
That's
the
a tough
90s,
sign.
he'd won 5 titles, played in 8 finals, and equaled Bird's MVP tally of 3. But the more Magic won, the less Irvin seemed to be around to reap the spoils.
Once I tasted the champagne and the championship, I wanted more of that and more of that. So Magic kept growing because we were successful. And the persona and all of that came with that.
The Prince of L.A. was now the king. And in Hollywood, being royalty had its perks.
What was Irvin Johnson's vice? Now, you know my publicist wants me to say winning. But women loved Irvin.
Back then, before voicemail, they used to have these mail slots in the hotels where you leave your key. And when we get into a town, Irvin's mail slot would be so packed, and it would be just Susan and a phone number, Linda and a phone number, Joyce and a phone number. I mean, that was every city, every time.
I was on top of my game as Magic, so I needed all that around me at that time. The women, the this, the that, Hollywood.
Magic was living in a context of sybaritic excess from the minute he walked in the door, and he developed a sweet tooth for it.
Sex with several women at the same time.
Yeah. Like I said, women have different fantasies. Some want to be with 2 or 3 at a time. You know, one time I had 6 at one time. That's just...
I really do believe he looks upon Magic Johnson as a movie character he played. I think Irvin got overwhelmed in L.A. by what it meant to be a star.
That's probably true that the Magic ego swallowed Irvin a little bit, but that's okay because I couldn't win 5 championships without that.
Through all of this haze of women and money and fame and fortune, he still kept basketball at #1. He never seemed to lose that focus.
Good.
Larry had 2 jobs his last 7 years of playing. It was playing basketball, and then it was him being committed to taking care of his back.
He had first heard it in 1985, building the driveway at his mom's house back in French Lick.
Larry decides to do it himself. This is Larry Bird, the superstar, out there breaking his back, literally shoveling gravel. And that was the beginning of a process.
I would see him on TV laying down, and then they told me that he had to lay down on planes, different things like that. And I was like, wow.
As Magic soared through the prime of his career, Bird was breaking down. His deteriorating back and punishing style of play proving an excruciating mix.
From 88 to 92, it was painful to watch. It was painful to cover. Larry is quite ornery when he's not feeling well, which means he was ornery for those next 4 years.
He could manage the pain in a way that very few people can do. There'd be days he could come in the office and he couldn't stand up straight.
But even after 2 ruptured Achilles tendons and surgery on his back in 1991, Bird kept going to work. Product of a lesson learned many years before, seeing the swollen ankle of a man long since gone.
Well, we don't know if it broke or not, but it looked broke to me. I had to go to work and he had to get his boot on, and it took everything I had to help him get that boot on his foot. And he stood up limping, and he said, well, I'll see you this weekend, because he was working construction at the time. And I was pretty amazed how he could fight through that all week, then come home on the weekend, and it was black and swollen, and he'd sit around on the weekend and put that boot on and go again. If you get paid to go to work, you got to go to work.
It was a situation that he was seeing almost daily. He had lost the structural stability in his spine, so it would slip into abnormal positions to try and lock itself to get an artificial stability. That's like getting your finger stuck in a door. and somebody's still pushing on the door. So what we had to do was unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
Every time I would play, I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair, or was I ever going to be able to, you know, walk on the beach or hold my kids.
His pain and his quest for basketball became all-encompassing. Very few people really knew what Larry was living with, because this was Larry's issue, and there was no sharing of his pain.
You know, I probably should have retired in 88, 89, but it's that competition. Maybe one more chance, me and Magic could get together in the finals, but it never happened.
I'm sleeping, really, laying down, just waiting on the game, and the phone rings, and the voice says, "Hey, you gotta come back to LA." And I said, "Okay, why?" "Well, I can't tell you until you get to LA." So I said, "Okay."
2 hours later, he was in the office of Lakers team physician Michael Melman.
Dr. Melman starts to tell me that, you know, through the physical that I took, that they discovered that I had HIV. First time ever in my life, I'm such a control freak, right? And do things the right way. I'm out of control. Oh, it was everything. How is it possible? What happened? How did it happen to me? And my mind is racing, you know, and then you're just devastated.
Damn.
Further complicating things, Magic had gotten married just 2 months earlier, and he feared the worst for his new bride, Cookie, who was pregnant with their first child.
I don't know what's going to happen with my wife and my baby. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't have control of the situation, and I was lost just for that next 2 or 3 weeks.
And after Magic learned neither his wife nor his unborn child were infected, he began revealing the news to his inner circle.
The phone rang, and it was Magic's agent, Lon Rosen. And he said, "Irvin's looking for you, call him." And I said, "I'll call him when I get to Paramount." And he says, "Call him now." I said, "Lon, I'll call him when I get to Paramount. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And he said, "You got to call him now. Irvin's HIV positive." I remember I was sitting on the bed. I remember standing up at that point. And I said, "How is that possible?" I'm thinking Irvin's gonna get skinny and die. I mean, literally, that's what I thought. Irvin's gonna get skinny and die.
The first person I thought of was Larry. I wonder what Larry thinks.
The day that I heard about Magic, it just sort of changed my love for basketball. It shook me up. You know, you get that feeling, probably the same type of feeling I had when my father died.
He wants to understand why, you know, how can I talk to him? How, I need to speak to him. It was just really important for Larry to talk to him.
You know, sort of, I don't know. I wanted to hear it from him, probably didn't believe it.
Calls me, and we're talking, you know, it's just, "How you doing? I heard about it." And you can almost hear both of us with some tears in our eyes. And I'm choked up because he did call me. And, you know, when something happens, to you, then you find out who really your friends are and people who really care about you. You figure all those battles, all those things we had to go through as warriors, as competitors, and as men. And here this man says, hey, you know what, man, you're okay. And so that was the greatest moment for me too, you know, to have him check on me and to make sure I was okay.
First of all, let me say good late afternoon. Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
It's the only press conference I've ever been in where I've seen reporters cry. I mean, we thought this guy was in total denial.
I plan on going on, living for a long time, bugging you guys like I've always have.
We thought this smile was going to be wiped off his face forever, and he was going to die, we're going to watch him die in public.
I just remember in the room, he was joking, and I'm sitting there looking at him crying, and he's like, Coop, man, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
It's crazy, too, because you want to know why he's called Magic Johnson? Because he beat HIV. That's some magic shit. No bullshit. He was immune to HIV. Like dying, and he was immune to racism. Yo, he's really magic. Like, yo, I can't believe it, because, like, okay. So, boom. So, like I told y'all before, I did this video before. I had to redo the video because all my files crashed. I looked it up. He's still alive. Magic Johnson did not die from HIV. It's just crazy. I couldn't believe it. He's magic. Only thing I can say, he's magic.
I'm going to go on. I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to have fun.
Sure, come on. You're going to beat this?
Yep.
To him, it was a contest.
Yep.
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, AIDS and Magic Johnson. It's same thing. It's just a different game, different rules, but I'm still going to win.
He wasn't planning on going nowhere. Urban was planning that day to find the right medicine, to eat right, get rest, and live forever. That's what he was planning.
And that's what he did.
Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.
But his Magic put up a positive public face. His nemesis, still out of sorts, shed the mask he had hidden behind for years.
He was visibly like, wow, how could that happen? You know, it really set him back.
Probably the two toughest days I've had since my father passed away, and I've been very depressed and sort of been out of it.
I listened to him talk in this press conference about how devastated he was, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, goddamn, Larry found Irvin.
You know, just out of the blue, something like that happening. It's just, I've never had, other than one other instance, and I was hoping I'd never see that again, because I remember how I felt weeks after that. And yesterday was just a sad day.
And at his game that night, Bird was forced to confront pain he couldn't so easily play through.
Didn't want to be there that night. First time ever. And really last. I remember we played in Atlanta. Had no feel for the game, you know. Just wasn't a good time to be out there. Never had that before.
That night he threw a pass. I'll never forget, he threw a half-court pass behind his back for a layup. And if you blurred your eyes, you squinted your eyes, it looked like magic. And it was Larry saying goodbye.
You know, I mean, this competition thing is amazing, what it does to you. What you put your body through and what you do and what you say and how you feel. And knowing that he's not there wouldn't feel right. But I think it's all them years that, you know, what's he doing? What if he's practicing this hard? I bet he shot 500 shots a day and I didn't get 500 in. It's always that mind games.
Bird played through the 91-92 season, his last in the NBA. But a part of him was already gone.
I didn't check the papers anymore. You know, it didn't matter. I still wanted to compete, you know. But it wasn't the same. It really wasn't.
with the exception of that year when he was called Tragic Johnson, because on the basketball court, things didn't shake down properly. This is the first time I'm hearing ignorance, hatred, vicious, nasty things.
There was some of my former teammates who had their own little things that they were talking about and why this happened to me.
You know anybody else that's heterosexual that got it? Come on, man. You're in denial. I've been called gay, faggot, Urban's lover. I've been called all that shit.
Lon Rosen got a call from Isaiah Thomas asking, I keep hearing Magic's gay. And Lon said, well, for crying out loud, you know better than anybody he isn't. You're one of his best friends. And he said, well, we don't know what's going on in Hollywood. And the fact that Isaiah was questioning.
Yo, Isaiah Thomas? Yo, not for nothing. Yo, he seemed like a problem starter, bro. No bullshit. Yo, look at his face, bro. Tell me he was like a problem starter. Like, yo, I know a problem starter when I see one. He is a problem starter.
He got this. I think it was really, really hurtful to him.
He used to say, I don't want people to stop shaking my hand and giving me my hugs. He loves to be loved. And that's what bothered him the most, that people would change in relationship to him.
He would show up at the Lakers facility to work out and to shoot some baskets, and he'd try to engage his teammates and say, hey, you want to play a little one-on-one before practice? And, oh, geez, no, I can't. I got to go get taped. Or, oh, geez, I got work to do. I got to do something else.
The worst thing.
I said something about that in my first video, but I forgot what I said. It is what it is.
That I couldn't play basketball. I don't even think dealing with HIV. It was that I couldn't play.
The game, the surroundings was his whole world. That's his personality. When you take that away, you're hurting. I knew he was hurting in a big way.
The only sex is safe sex, and that's no sex.
As basketball went on without him, Magic performed ably in his new role as HIV educator and spokesman.
I'm helping every way that I can.
But he still pined for the arena, which had made him a star. So when he was invited to play in the 1992 NBA All-Star Game, he jumped at the chance, promptly stealing the show and winning MVP honors. But that was just a warm-up. For the encore, Magic had up his sleeve.
He's not done yet because we're going to go to Barcelona and bring back the gold for everyone here in the United States. That's right.
For the first time ever, NBA players would be competing in the Olympics. And Magic, armed with a message, was not about to miss the show.
It would have proved to people that you were not going to get the disease playing against me. And then also for me too, personally, it was therapy. It was a way to say, man, yeah, you get to do this one more time.
There was also one other perk.
I think playing with Larry was very important. That's something they talked about. I mean, he was going to be on the...
They put them together. Oh, they going to the chip. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Chris Mullin. Who that is right there? Black man. John Stockton. Oh my God. Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing. I don't know who you is. I'm sorry. I think that's David Robinson, Charles Barkley, and that's Malone. That's Karl Malone.
The team is going to be with...
Oh, damn.
Michael was going to be with Barkley, but he was going to play with Larry.
Magic kept saying to him, I just want to get you out on that court one more time. Let's just have one more sequence like we had all the way back in 1978. But it was interesting that with Magic being the one that was HIV positive, he felt great. He was in the best shape of his life.
I got a smile on my face.
He had worked so hard to make sure he didn't go there as a token player. And here was Larry, who couldn't even practice, who could barely move.
But you know what? Didn't matter. We were still together.
Summer savings are here.
Oh, shit. All right, we back.
Hold me close and hold me fast. the magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose.
And when he got his opportunity, he switched a few.
I see La Vie en Rose.
Now, who's taking the last shot with the game on the line?
When I got my opportunity, I still was Magic.
14 years after they'd first crossed paths, the smiling kid from Lansing and the shy boy from French Lick were happily back together in Barcelona. But it took just one glance outside their hotel's front door each morning for them to see that as far as they had come, they were as far apart as ever.
The only way you walk out that door if you wanted attention. But I asked this guy, I know, how can you get around this? There's got to be a way. Lo and behold, there was a side door. You can go wherever you want. I was going to tell him about it, but seeing that smile on his face, the closer you got to that front door, come on. He didn't want no side door. You know Irvin. He'd go right in the middle of them.
Turn the long way, sweetheart. There you go.
I'm going out the front because that's who I am. I don't go out the back. I don't go out the side.
That's not me. If you want to go somewhere in a hurry, there's a door that leads you there, and I found it.
I respected him for that. And so, hell, I would try to find a slide door for him. And we never tried to change each other. That's what made this relationship great.
One of my pet peeves always is when people say, oh, Michael Jordan saved the NBA. Bullshit. Bullshit. Magic and Larry saved the NBA. That's who saved the NBA. Magic and Larry.
Magic and Larry. Bird and Magic. To the millions who once watched them, now more than ever, they are inseparable. A pair of athletes thrown together by the cosmos to compete. A pair of men who discovered a bond in the midst of that competition. Decades removed from the height of their rivalry, their bond endures. Two impossibly different men with a connection only they can fully grasp.
It's almost like a private little club, and only the two of them are in it. And every once in a while, they need to show up to have a reunion and pay their dues to each other. But they don't need the day-to-day contact that most friends need. It's just not that kind of relationship.
But I always get this good feeling when I know I'm going to see him because he makes you feel good. You know, he really does. He's unbelievable.
He's very private, but if he's your friend, man, you got a friend for life.
Yeah, solid. He's a solid dude, I can tell.
And Larry Bird is a straight shooter. He'll tell you when he don't like you. That's one thing I wish I could have from him, that he has that I don't have. I wish I had that.
I mean, he walked in here, this whole room would change, and maybe that's what I always wanted to be, but I just couldn't.
Alright, y'all. So you know how I seldom give you the highlights. I'm gonna give y'all the highlights right now. I'll be right back. But I'm also gonna turn this to another video. So you feel me? It just makes way more sense. But I'm gonna give y'all that small token. If you've been rocking with it for this long, I'm gonna give y'all that small token. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all. So we're back. If you're just getting here, I just made my first new video because I'm adding this to the Courtship of Rivals. If you haven't checked that out, if you'd be so kind, if you're interested in checking it out, check it out. You feel me? It's the Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird documentary. It was pretty cool. I'm just coming off of that right now. But yeah. So right now, I don't. Okay. We're about to watch some Team USA highlights from Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. They dropping dimes to each other. Let's just get straight into it. I already messed up.
1 feet. Crowd wanted to travel, but the air ball was tossed by Burrell. Johnson leading the break.
Woo!
And Larry Bird, and then have a point man in the middle, like Magic running
the show, you know you're going to get some easy scores for the U.S.
Yeah. That was nice. Who's that? David Robinson? Yeah, that's David Robinson.
Not able to get the roll. Here's below.
Oh wow. Having Magic and Magic and Bird on the same team, that's beautiful.
Johnson with the steal. Isn't it great to see him back on the court again?
Oh.
The note to the open court, and once you allow him to get on the move, it's so difficult to stop. Now you see three players drawn in.
Is that Chris Mullin?
And Magic Johnson.
Oh yes, Bird again. Here's Mullin.
Cruise control sometimes. That's when you have a chance.
Well, I watched this video the first time. Yeah, Barkley was eating all those fast break points. Yeah, he was eating like crazy.
Good hands, Johnson. Not fooled at all. Robinson, yes, spectacular stuff. Great feat.
And Robinson off the rebound. It is a 4-on-2. Malone making it.
Good offense if he can get away with it. On that occasion, he did.
To get this game started. For more on the Cuban situation, let's go down to Miami. Quinn Buckner.
We're not talking Monte Carlo-like conditions here.
Oh.
Well, it's kind of like.
Oh, that was nice. Damn, Larry the Legend with the dime. That was a beautiful dime. That was beautiful.
NBA, you do not have illegal defensive calls. You can play wherever you want defensively.
Yeah, that's good.
Bird, and again, where was it?
Jordan was almost tripped up. No foul was called, and gets the lay-in. And U.S. up by 10. 12:07 to go first half. Magic Johnson backing in.
Bird. Oh yes.
This is beautiful to watch. That Bird. Oh my God. He had to do Bird like that a few times. I knew that. Oh my God. What's Bird about to do? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is nice.
With eyes looking all over the court, finds Leitner, and then Christian has the ability.
Oh, that's Christian Leitner. Okay. Oh yeah, he was nice.
And the United States with a 12-7 advantage.
Ball in the front court, handled off by Dawes. Now Bird, in low to Malone. Malone's got his fourth point, and he's fouled.
You're not being Magic and you're not being Bird and Magic, bro. It's not happening. Not being the Magic Bird, bro.
John Stockton.
The Magic Bird, that thing will never lose.
Three was tossed up by Herrera, and here's Magic with the look away for Malone.
Ridiculous.
Malone with excellent hands there to strip the ball from Montenegro.
Leitner from Johnson by Jordan. Oh, a bullet from Magic.
Oh my God.
Shot outside, that's no good. Dawes shoots his fourth one and misses. Magic a long left-handed pass to Bird, who drives the basin.
Coming in, and then you see the pass that Magic Johnson makes to get Larry Bird this shot against Ortiz. He floats in.
Put up by Komazec, no good, but the really here's Magic. Down the middle, penetration, indeed. Lays it off to Pippen, great play.
Diaz trying the three. Cubans have been hoisting three-pointers. Here's Barkley.
Defensive rebound, spreading bodies, and then
Barkley was always out on the fast breaks. Barkley should have made the extra pass to Jordan, though.
Three-point shot. Ewing from Johnson.
Yeah. That was nice.
Malone have seen each other in Utah. They were together on the Utah Jazz for a while.
3-on-1. Pippen with the two-handed. Games against Puerto Rico. Pretty pass.
all over the place. It's a matter of him just finding a teammate.
That was beautiful.
David Robinson.
Oh, he couldn't finish it. Oh,
I just hope
thought
from
he
the
made
Germans' point of view that they're not leaving a good performance behind them here, because
Gilbert went to the hook. Johnson sweeps the ball. Magic for Barkley with the block.
Barkley just knew where he had to be every time.
Still the shots won't go in. Stockton, Bird, Robert.
And made the shot. Magic Johnson. Look at this pass. Left hand with the Scottie Pippen shovel pass. Scottie with the beautiful leg.
He's looking very slick indeed. Marlin, cool. No one with him.
And rebounded by Johnson. Barkley from Bird. Barkley on the move. The dribble.
Yeah, Barkley did a lot of fast break points. A lot of fast break points. Like, he was going crazy.
Johnson. Curtinitis in front of him. Treble.
By the count of 50 to 24. Leitner from Johnson. Yes.
And there's Larry Bird with a fast break, with a full court pass.
11. And the U.S. is up by 19. Oh, Jordan lost his man.
But again, an example of the intensity of the defense. I mean, Barkley could have just let him score then, but he didn't want him to score.
Magic Johnson to Barkley.
The Americas in Portland. All the opponents wanted was photographs and autographs.
Giannis over it is.
On the road to make things happen, and there it is. They produce the steal.
There's another. Oh, I knew that. Is that Jordan?
The three-point
oh
line.
my
Magic
God!
that time making the defensive rotation, forcing him to put it on the floor.
Bird for three.
Oh, Magic and Bird.
4 to 36, a minute and a half to play in the half. Magic dribbles the lane. Magic lays it off nicely to Leitner, who's hammered by D. Lee. Coming from outside the arc. Magic.
Using a little 1-2-2, 3-2 black zone.
Oh, behind the back feed. Pippen takes from Jordan. Along with 6 assists. Magic with a gorgeous.
Nice.
And again, Magic on the run.
Llançava de molt lluny Chávez, des de més de 7 metres. Drexler, Magic, Ewing,
Andres. And here's Scottie Pippen. Whoop!
Barkley with the steal. Ewing. Johnson to Robinson.
Throw is no good by Magic. The rebound is to Leitner. Brings it back to Magic. 40 seconds left. Now here is Pippen, and he drills the three. They're under real pressure. Does well there. Stockton with a bullet pass to Bird.
Nice. Yep.
Here's Drexler. Here's that move. Great pass there. Bird.
I'm telling you, their dimes just go crazy. If Larry and oh my God, Larry and Magic, they play on the same team. Oh my God, the Magic Bird.
Bit of showboating coming up. I think you can see.
Oh, that was nice.
Pass into there, and Bird knew Leitner was there. And, well, Leitner was fouled.
Is the fact that Magic Johnson has not played basketball but one time this year, and that was in the All-Star game.
Patrick Ewing going flat.
Impressed the way they came out and started the third quarter. Certainly very intimidating.
And the shooting percentage gets lower and lower for Lithuania.
Nice.
Malone. What a pass.
Yeah, no, these are some good passes.
Unleashed 5 unanswered points. Scottie Pippen. Players looking over at
they ain't gonna lose, bro. That's like the dream team. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Al tap d'Ewing. Chávez s'ha cregut que això era la Lliga Comercial Americana. Barkley les
He's running much easier in the second half. 81 to 55. Nice pass underneath the basket to Malone.
Oh, I guess that's it. But yeah, now make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the videos. You feel me? I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Easy.